Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
President Trump faces a number of challenges as he prepares for tonight's State of the Union address.
Americans stranded in Mexico over an ongoing cartel conflict.
And Denton County is on alert as high winds lead to fire danger. I'll have the latest in my live report.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Annie Tomlin.
And I'm Maddie Holston. President Trump's State of the Union will be delivered tonight as he is expected to focus on the economy and affordability. The president will make his case to Congress and the nation, talking about what he sees as his accomplishments and the actions he may take to resolve problems he sees in the future. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has more.
Tonight's State of the Union comes at a tumultuous political moment for President Trump.
It's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt previewed what Americans can expect to hear during the speech.
A large portion of the speech will, yes, focus on the economy. The president will lay out the case for why he and Republicans are better suited to continue tackling the affordability crisis that was created by the Biden administration and Democrats on Capitol Hill.
Last week, the conservative majority Supreme Court struck down Trump's emergency tariffs, a centerpiece of his economic agenda. Trump lashed back by using a different authority to announce a new global tariff, now at 15%. Congressional Democrats say he's out of touch with American voters, feeling squeezed in the current economy.
Americans, including myself, who will be in the chamber tonight, want the president to focus on lowering the costs. He promised day one, John, I'm going to bring down the costs. It's like day 410, he's 0 for 410.
With midterm elections looming in November, Republicans on Capitol Hill also have a lot at stake as the president lays out his goals for the year. New CNN polling conducted by SSRS finds 32% of Americans now say that Trump has had the right priorities, while 68% say he hasn't paid enough attention to the country's most important problems. That's the president's most negative reading on that question to date during either of his terms in office. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
After President Trump highlights his accomplishments tonight, he's set to make a return later in the week to Texas. The president reportedly plans to visit Corpus Christi on Friday. It's not clear why he's returning to the Lone Star State, but this trip will come just 4 days before the state's primary elections. Several Republicans are competing for Trump's endorsement, including the top 3 GOP candidates for Senate. President Trump has not said yet if he will make an endorsement in that race before primary day.
In the face of heated Democratic and Republican primaries, Texas is seeing record turnout for early voting. Our political polls reporter George Svoboda is here with the numbers. George?
That's right, Annie. Early voting started on the 17th, and the polls have seen massive turnout. According to VoteHub, as of today, more than 750,000 Democratic ballots have already been cast. That's 130,000 more than the final early voting count in the 2022 primaries. If this trend continues, Democrats will edge out Republicans when it comes to early votes cast. Democratic voters have been turning out en masse to decide the Senate race between Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and State Representative James Tallarico. Crockett's familiar face appeals to many Texas Democrats, but Tallarico's message of political unity and politics as a class struggle appeals to voters across the spectrum. The high turnout is a sharp change from the 2022 primaries, when Democrats lost several key races across Texas, extending a decades-long losing streak. The Republican Party is seeing lower turnout in early voting compared to the Democratic Party, but is still seeing higher turnout than at this point in 2022. Just under 650,000 ballots have been cast in the Republican primary. However, the GOP is surpassing its 2022 count 4 years ago. At this point, the party had roughly 400,000 votes cast. 2 prominent Texas Republicans are running for Senate, incumbent John Cornyn and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Cornyn has run a campaign based on keeping Paxton out of office, accusing the AG of corruption and saying that if Republicans choose Paxton in the primaries, he's more likely to lose in November's general election. On the other hand, Paxton has accused Cornyn of losing his Texas roots, calling him a lackluster senator. Both candidates Both candidates have portrayed themselves as the pro-Trump option, but the president has not said he has a preference in the race, leaving voters to decide for themselves. That's the latest in primary news I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, George. A political controversy is brewing in South Texas as a Republican congressman fights off claims he had an affair with a former staffer. Tony Gonzalez claims he's being blackmailed over accusations of an inappropriate relationship with Regina Ann Santos Aviles, who died by suicide last year. An attorney representing the staffer's husband claims that Santos Aviles received sexually explicit texts from Gonzalez before her death in September. Members of both parties have called on Gonzalez to resign after the text messages became public, but he says he's not leaving.
Not going to resign. I work every day. I work every day for the people of Texas.
But are those text messages? Are they accurate? Are those real text messages?
I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to resign. I work every day for the people of Texas.
Did you carry it?
The allegations come weeks before the March 3rd primary election. Gonzalez has accused his opponent, YouTube personality Brandon Herrera, of fueling these allegations.
Annie, I know you don't like the wind, so I'm curious to see what you thought about the weather today.
Today it was really, really windy, and I still don't like the wind. So let's send it over to our weather anchor, Alex Martinez, to see if it will let up. Alex?
I hate to disappoint you, Annie. We will be continuing to be seeing similar conditions that we have been seeing. So strong winds, early mornings are going to be cold. As you can see here, the current conditions are 71 around, winds of 21 miles per hour. So similar to what we've been seeing, where it's like early morning cold. As the sun comes out, you see warmer temperatures where it's hotter, and into the night it starts getting cold as we continue this pattern. As you see here, it's going to be 68 tonight as well as 60 miles per hour. Similar winds, very strong. Same as you go into the early morning tomorrow morning, it's going to be 58 and 56. So make sure to put on a nice warmer jacket, but not too warm so that way you don't get hot as the day goes on. But as we move closer to spring and temperatures begin to rise, we are seeing a higher risk of wildfires. Isabel Smith has more on this.
Thanks, Alex. As you can see, it is pretty dry and pretty windy over here, which means Denton is at an increased risk for wildfires, with the Denton County Fire Marshal issuing a disaster declaration due to dry conditions and high wind speeds reaching up to 30 miles an hour. Denton County has only had a total of 1.5 inches of rain since the start of the month, and that, combined with the rising temperatures we'll see later in the month, has sent Denton's wildfire risk through the roof. Wildfires across the state are expected to burn up to 300,000 acres of land, and Denton has been placed on a mandatory burn ban, with residents who break the ban facing fines of up to $500. Now, the Denton Weather Service has advised all residents to clear out any dry or dead vegetation and any debris from their front lawns and their properties, and advised to never throw out cigarette butts. That is all from me. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Isabel. Coming up, the local figure skating community is shaken after a coach was accused of sexual abuse. The latest ahead.
And as UNT faces a major budget crunch, why some longtime teachers may be on their way out.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell, and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our Mean Green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
The figure skating community in North Texas is in shock tonight after a figure skating coach was arrested for allegedly abusing his athletes. Benjamin Schroetz was arrested at his home in Allen last week after being accused of engaging in inappropriate relationships with 2 of his athletes. Police say at least one of the athletes was a minor. An attorney for the victim say the abuse took place at the Allen Community Ice Rink, where he coached and lasted several years. Schroetz is a longtime member of the Dallas Figure Skating Club and previously coached Olympian Amber Glenn. His bond is now set at $200,000.
Families who lost loved ones in last year's tragic flooding in South Texas have filed another lawsuit. Parents of children and counselors who died at Camp Mystic say the girls' camp had no evacuation plan in case of the flooding on Guadalupe River. State law requires youth camps to have written emergency plans posted in each cabin. A flash flood swept through the camp in the middle of the night on July 4th. 24 young campers and 3 camp officials died. The lawsuit names 6 state health officials as defendants.
Maddie, it seems like the weather just is not going to be on our side anytime soon.
I agree. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Alex Martinez. Can you give us some hope for what this week will look like?
Thanks, guys. Like I was saying, as you can see here, we're having a very interesting weather event right now where everything's very warm during the day, but as the evening comes in, we're experiencing a lot more colder temperatures. As you see here, Denton is 71, as well as Dallas and Fort Worth. Farther out, we have Graham, that's 77. Up here in Paris is 66. As you see, it's really and truly, as like the day goes on, make sure to put on maybe a nicer coat, or maybe just make sure to wear pants today. Now, if we zoom out, we can see what we are looking at on a statewide sense. Like I said, over here in El Paso, that's where all the heat's coming from. You see it's 77 in Amarillo, 79. But as we go farther south, it's going to be 67 in Houston, which is usually abnormal for the current temperatures that we've been seeing. But still, it's going to be a lovely early spring, late winter days. Now, as we go into the week, you can see that any more than right here, as you can see here on Wednesday, it's going to be a high of 81 with a low of 50, as well as on Saturday, 83. These are going to be really lovely days where it's just a good time to get outside and just enjoy a warm breeze in a cool early spring. But while we are concerned about our warming temperatures and not about enough rain, our neighbors in the Northeast are preparing for yet another round of massive snow and cold. All that while trying to dig out from yesterday's blizzard. Julie McDonald has the latest.
Spinning tires, spitting up snow, a common sight, whether it's on compact sedans or city trucks weighing tons.
It's slippery out here. Everybody's really getting stuck, so no matter how much weight you have, you kind of spun out.
This crew was on their way to dig out a senior living complex when they jumped out to lend a hand in Taunton. Getting this city plow back on the road took a good half hour of sweat and sand.
It's a serious situation there. We've got to be able to get snow cleared as quickly as possible so that we can get power restored as quickly as possible. And that's why we don't need people on the road.
Governor Maura Healey issued a travel ban for Bristol, Plymouth, and Barnstable counties to clear the way for first responders.
The last house we were just at had about 4 to 5 foot snow drifts. Getting to the calls isn't so bad, it's getting out of them. So almost every call we're going to, a fire engine or an ambulance is getting stuck and we have to pull it out.
In Cohasset, police and paramedics carried a patient hurt by a snowblower to an ambulance down the street. Then crews had to dig out its tires.
Massachusetts is extremely bipolar with its weather.
Back in Taunton, this father and son from Miami are marveling over the most snow they've ever seen.
Now it's pretty close to the half of me. I'm 5'11", and that's crazy.
It's a bit harsh having to shovel for hours straight.
You know what, Annie Mae? I think I'll take our warmer weather any day over all that snow. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alex. Violence has broken out again in Mexico following a military operation that killed major cartel kingpin El Mencho on Sunday. The cartel's response to the killing resulted in chaos and in violence in several Mexican states, forcing both residents and tourists visiting the country to shelter in place. Oseguera, who is better known as El Mencho, was the leader of one of the largest drug cartel groups. It's a major trafficker of illegal drugs into the United States. Today, violence in streets continue with cartel members setting cars and buildings on fire across the country, causing major road blockages that have restricted people from leaving the cities. Many of the areas which have been targets of the cartel violence include major tourist destinations like Puerto Vallarta and Cancun. Several cities that are still in the midst of the violence are facing suspended flights to and from their location, while other cities have been able to resume flights earlier today. The United States government is continuing to urge American nationals who are stranded in dangerous areas to shelter in place.
NTTV has covered the ongoing budget cuts for several days now, with projected numbers being adjusted almost every day. The developing plans on the initiative are still underway. Christina Orozco is live in the studio with more information. Christina?
Thank you, Maddie. UNT is facing a significant budget cut, a projected $45 million deficit for the current fiscal year. It was originally stated that the deficit approved was $31.2 million by the Board of Regents in mid-August. UNT President Harrison Keller has stated several reasons for the change in numbers: a decrease in enrollment, especially a decline in international graduate student enrollment related to recent federal policy changes and travel restrictions, along with reduced state funding too. With these ongoing plans and potential solutions for the budget issue, President Keller is considering a number of possible options, including a voluntary separation program for eligible faculty and staff meeting specific requirements. In addition, possible elimination of low enrollment courses and programs, increased teaching loads, and reorganization of administrative and academic departments. More coverage to come from NTTV on the ongoing issue. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Christina. As AI evolves and becomes crucial to our lives, UNT is adding it as a possible major.
And to all the young girls who might not be able to afford prom, we have the solution for you. Stay with us.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
Maddie, I heard a little rumor going around the office.
What have you heard? Please tell me.
People are saying that our live shot anchor Cameron Shields uses AI to write his stories.
He's writing his story right now. Let's see if the rumors are true. Cam?
Well, excuse me, Maddie and Annie, but I'm actually doing research about UNT's newest degree, Artificial Intelligence. That's right, this degree will be available as soon as this coming fall, as the Board of Regents approved it this last Thursday. The university says that this program will prepare students to thrive in a ridiculously rapidly evolving world. There's a large demand in the DFW area for people with this credential, with almost 2,000 job postings per month. A survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas says nearly 60% of major firms in our area use some form of AI, and another 20% plan on using it in the future. UNT closed 12 other degree programs last year, but the university says that there are high hopes for this new degree plan. Now, ChatGPT, how should I end out this news story? For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Cameron Shields.
Cam, I think you need a screen break. And I'm not the only one who seems to think that way. It seems AI might be having a little pushback from parents with small children. A new study says parents are shifting their kids away from screens and more towards real-world play. Also on the rise is interest in outdoor learning, educational activities, and creative projects. The bottom line is less time online. Education experts say this shows a desire by parents that their children build confidence, curiosity, and emotional stability by living real-world experiences rather than online concepts.
UNT recently canceled a Dallas artist exhibit without any explanation, and it sparked campus backlash. The exhibit was scheduled to run through the spring but had been taken down immediately. Here's how UNT students are responding.
Find your voice through your art. Do not let them silence that.
That's the message that students are voicing after an art exhibit at the University of North Texas was removed. And for many students, it was not just about the art.
I think it's actually sparking a conversation that was meant to be deleted from history, and it's that people are not being treated like people. They're not being treated as they are.
This has turned into a conversation about self-expression through art, transparency with the university, and allowing students' voices to be heard.
In CBAD, we're always taught to explain our work through critique, to explain what our pieces mean. And if we can't really do that, if we can't even showcase it, then what's the point of all we learn? What's the point of the art itself?
As a response, students organized an art walk, visualizing their frustrations.
Art itself is identity. It's always there for our identity, for our culture, and including politics as well.
For students, art stands for something deeper than just something for people to see. And the conversation of identity and expression through art is far from over.
You know, Annie, I was just thinking prom is right around the corner. I still remember mine, do you?
Yes, I do. I absolutely loved my dress, but it was definitely expensive.
And I can only imagine how much it costs now.
Yeah, well, NTTV's Amber Rapace found a way some students are getting their dresses for free. Amber?
Thanks, guys. While prom is a night many students look forward to, the price tag can be overwhelming for some families. But thanks to the North Texas community and St. Andrew's Prom Closet, they are making sure cost isn't a problem.
17 years, St. Andrew's Prom Closet has made prom possible without the price tag.
So last year we were able to serve over 1,300 girls. We have a goal this year to serve over 1,400.
That's all made possible through community donations of gently used prom dresses, shoes, evening handbags, and jewelry.
We also need a ton of volunteers.
For some volunteers, helping is personal.
I'm a mom of all boys, so I will never get to experience this. I loved prom. I loved the shopping experience.
And now she gets to help create that same excitement for someone else.
A lot of these girls, when they find the dress, it may be the exact dress that they were hoping that they would find, or it could be a dress that they never thought in a million years they would ever want to wear, but yet they're glowing and they look beautiful, and that's what's really important.
For more information on donating, volunteering, or registering for a dress, visit standrewpromcloset.org.
Prom Closet runs February 24th through the 28th and March 2nd through 5th and the 7th. I know firsthand how meaningful a gift like that can be. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Amber. What a great way to save some money and look great doing it.
It really is, but do you know who also looked great this past weekend?
Who are you thinking of?
Mean Green basketball star Jay-Sean Stevenson. Sports anchor Gabby Pippins is live at the Super Pit now. Gabby, what can you tell us about his performance?
That's right, guys. Our UNT women's basketball team is about to tip off, but we've got to also talk about our men's team. The recap on how their last performance went, how Michael Jordan has gone back-to-back, and I have a question for you before we go to the break. How many medals did our Dallas Stars bring back from the Olympics? I'll have the answer right after this. I know our UNT women's basketball team is about to tip off against UTSA, but like I said, we have got to talk about our men's basketball team. They're on a roll, and our sports anchor Jordan Lindsay got an inside look at their last performance. Take a look.
Green men's basketball team just finished their 2-game home stretch. On Thursday night, they lost a tough one to Tulane, but they look to bounce back this past Sunday against the Florida Atlantic Owls, with both teams still fighting for a spot in the conference tournament.
I mean, we did some good things to get up 15. You know, the guys were playing at a high level, playing together, and we just have to finish the deal. Like, guys, we played, guys had some good minutes out there, but then there's a stretch where we didn't play so well, and then we got on our heels. And so we've got to, at home, we've got to put together a full 40 minutes.
This was another test. Both teams stayed neck and neck. But in the second half, North Texas guard Jay-Sean Stevenson scored 24 points and gave his team the lead with only 4 minutes to go.
Honestly, tonight my teammates just lifted me up tremendously. You know, at halftime they just kept pouring into me, telling me the confidence they had in me. Coaches as well. So it's like it was pretty hard not to, you know, just believe and trust the work I put in. You know.
Stevenson then responded in the final seconds, knocking down both free throws to win the game. And the Mean Green win their 16th game of the regular season.
Right now, you know, we're gaining some momentum. We obviously had a little setback Thursday, but this week's a big opportunity for us. We have Charlotte on Wednesday, and then we go to UAB. So great opportunities ahead of us. We want to continue to just focus in on the things that we've done to this point, and then see what happens.
With NDTV News, I'm Jordan Lindsay.
The men's next game is tomorrow night against Charlotte, but you still have plenty of time to make your way down to the Super Pit and cheer your UNT women's basketball team on as they take on UTSA in just a few minutes. And guys, Michael Jordan has done it again. He has back-to-back wins with 23XI Racing, all thanks to Tyler Reddick. Reddick went from 27th to 1st despite falling 2 laps behind after needing repairs on his car. He led a race-high 53 laps, including the final 2 in a thrilling double overtime restart. What makes this win even more special is who he took the lead from, 23XI Racing teammate Bubba Wallace, meaning Jordan had not one, but 2 drivers to lead his team to victory. Reddick became the first driver in 17 years to win both of the opening NASCAR Cup Series races. And finally, the Dallas Stars are about to take on the Seattle Kraken tomorrow night at 7 p.m., but I want to see if you guys got the answer right. They got not 1, not 2, but 6 medals in the Olympics. Jake Ottinger secured the gold as the backup goalie for Team USA, who beat Team Canada 2-1 in a thrilling overtime match. Thomas Hurley got a silver medal with Team Canada, and 4 stars took home bronze with Finland. Esa Lindell, Miro Heiskanen, Rupe Hentz, and Mikko Rantanen. Unfortunately, Rantanen sustained a lower body injury during the Olympics and will be out for at least 2 weeks, including tomorrow night's first game back from the Olympic break. Now be sure to tune in and cheer our Dallas Stars on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Can you imagine playing a sport at 98 years old?
Gosh, I don't even know. I just hope that I can still walk by then.
Well, a woman in Florida is proving that it's never too late to accomplish your athletic goals. At a young 98 years old, Maggie Kennedy holds the Guinness World Record for being the oldest competitive pool player. Maggie earned the title in 2021 when she was 94 and has continued to travel and compete in tournaments since then. She is currently preparing for the BCA National Tournament in Las Vegas and will be flying there in style because of her support from her friends at Rex Billiards in Stuart, Florida. Now, Annie, if you were 98 years old, what sport would you play?
I think I'm gonna have to go with probably pickleball or tennis, something along those lines. That seems fun. What would you do?
I'd dive into the pool. Yeah, I'd be swimming. You'll
that
catch
sounds
me swimming.
fun too.
Yeah. Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.